Well, good morning to everybody out there. It is October 1st for you all. Actually, I'm recording this earlier as I have been doing. And I would say good morning to you, except it's evening for me. So that sounds kind of strange. But at any rate, welcome to our daily devotional. And this is the one for October 1st. We're going to be looking at Luke, the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6. And today we're going to bite off verses 39 to 42. That's the snippet we have for today. We're continuing on with the Sermon on the Plain, which is Luke's version of the Sermon on the Mount, as we've been saying. So let's take a look at this. We've just gotten done dealing with all of these love your enemy and do good to even those that don't love you and all of these difficult things. So let's continue on. Today we have three things we're looking at, three little mini parables, I guess, that Jesus has in this. He's compacted it quite densely. So 39 to 42 in the 6th chapter of Luke. He also told them a parable. Can a blind person guide a blind person? Will not both fall into a pit? A disciple is not above the teacher, but everyone who is fully qualified will be like the teacher. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, "Friend, let me take out the speck in your eye," when you yourself do not see the log in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. Well, obviously, we're talking about spiritual blindness here, not talking about physical blindness. So really, you have to realize that when the scripture talks about blindness, it's almost always a metaphor for spiritual or emotional in some regards, I guess, if we want to look at it that way, but just not wanting to see. Many times it's willful blindness, I guess is what I should say. Many times the blindness that we are dealing with is willful blindness, and we are guilty of that as well. We can see the sin and the flaws in everyone else, but we're willfully blind to that log in our own eye. So how can someone who is spiritually blind guide someone else who is spiritually blind as well? Doesn't work well. We need to get ourselves right with God before we can want to be someone that's guiding others. Otherwise we're both going to get lost. We're going to be on the wrong trail, as they would say. But a disciple is not above the teacher. The goal of leading others in the faith is that they become better than you. The student should surpass the master. That's always the goal, is that the student would learn and equal or better than the one that they're teaching. That, as anyone that you're teaching, anyone that you're mentoring, you should always hope that they not be jealous of them, but rather hope that they advance beyond you. And again, we're back to that log, and that's such a difficult thing. We how can we go about removing that log from our own eye? Well, if we're going to remove that log from our own eye, one of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have a mirror, aren't we? Probably we're going to have to be able to see that reflection, and that mirror that we're looking into. From a metaphoric standpoint, is to looking into Scripture. Scripture is the mirror that shows what Christ is like for us to model our lives, to get the log out of our eye. The blindness we have to that spirituality is what we're getting at. Before we address our own willful blindness, it's very difficult for us to help others. Not that any of us are perfect. At the same point, at the same time, there's no one perfect, so no one's going to be a perfect teacher either, are they? Other than Jesus. So therefore, we need to lean on the scriptures to get that perfect teaching. And that's pretty much all I've got for you tonight. I want to keep these, again, I'm trying to keep these short and, a little bit snappier, the ones that while I'm on vacation. I'll bore you enough when I get back. So have a very blessed day, morning, evening for me, and be a blessing to someone today. And take care, and we'll see you soon.